iced tea, paddy wagon, Tijuana taxi. For anyone growing up in the late 60s and early 70s, these images bring back a floodgate of memories. Tom Daniel, an industrial designer by trade, created 75 classic monogram models, many that have been reissued time after time. Tom is one of the most creative hot rod and custom designers of the 20th century.
Hey guys, welcome to the first part of the Tom Daniel Fire Iron build. Before I get started on any of this crap here, just want to say I'm really impressed at the amount of people that have joined in the group build so far. I mean, we've got quite a few people. I don't have the numbers in front of me right at the moment, but I think we're doing really good. And I think we've got about 14 different Tom Daniel kits being represented. Again, I think it's going to grow even more. It's just that's where we are right now with the amount of videos that have actually been posted. There's still probably anywhere between half a dozen to 10 people more that have said they want to do it. They just haven't posted a video yet. So I'm just waiting for their videos to be the confirmation, or posts on the YouTube channel, I'm sorry, on the Facebook page also. Once that gets done, I kind of put a little tick as a confirmation. So anyway, the fire truck. Put everything in primer, this way I can get a good look, see at what needs to be done. There's still going to be some sanding and stuff, but I want to get a good first coat on here to start blocking that bleed through, which in some way is kind of silly because it's a red truck, so if it bleeds through, but anyway, it's just, I guess, the analness of me that went and covered it all with primer. But anyway, it gives me a good idea what I have to deal with, such as the printing on the bottom, the license and everything like that. So we're gonna go through that. I was also talking originally when I did the review on it about whether I was going to dechrome this or not, and I'm still not sure whether I'm going to or not. Most likely I am, to prepare for that. I went out, I picked up some gold paint, okay, metallic gold primer paint from Krylon. Picked this up at Hobby Lobby. So what will end up happening is as we pop these off, we'll probably strip them first, and we'll pop them off of here when we need them, and then we'll give them a shout with this. This way we get a nice even coat. You shouldn't see any differences between the plating and the repair of the where the knife cuts are and stuff like that. So that's what I think I'm going to do with that. And we also went hunting for paint for the actual color of the truck. A lot of people do fire trucks and they just paint them red, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not the way I wanted to go with this one. It's one of two ways. I'm not sure where yet. But first off, let's just say we do the street rod look. In that case, I'm going to be using the dazzling metallics here, acrylic. This is a nice metal metallic looking paint. It's got a nice color to it. That's an option. It's festive red. The other color, this is the one I'm really leaning towards more so, is the dark scarlet. My experiences with fire trucks, not that I was a fireman or anything like that, but the ones that I've seen, they always seem to be a bit darker in color than the brighter ones that you see today. And that's where I think I really want to go. So I got this color here, the scarlet, and I really think that's going to put a really nice dark and deep color on the truck. So while I haven't decided yet, this is probably where I'm leaning with this one right here, which is also a craft acrylic. So which means I can spray in the house and stuff like that and not have any issues. So anyway, that's where we are right now. It's time to get cracking and put some glue on here and get things together. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright, so when we look at this fire truck, we notice a couple things about it. First off, it's red, okay? And the wheels are red, the body's red. In this case, you can see here the framework is red. It's a lot of red broken up by some gold. And then you've got the steel plating here and here, and it's going to be silver. And then you got some black. You got the black across here with the ladder, and also back here with the ladder on this area here. It's also a wood grained platform. Personally, I don't like the black look. I want to try to make it more wood, like more realistic, a darker wood, not black, but like a brown. So I want to try something for the first time, see if I can get this to work properly, to break up all the red and everything, get that in there, because we are already going to have some black for the hoses and the seat. But like I said, I want the ladder and the wooden floor in the back to be more of a wood-like color. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to start with our piece. Alright, and as you can see, I already gave it a coat of paint. What I did is I used this Craft Acrylics Delta Ceram Coat Toffee Brown. Okay, and I used that and I gave it a nice even coat. The bottom too. Okay. Wasn't so worried about the bottom. You can see some darkness in it, but basically, again, you're not going to notice that. Okay, but it's wood planks. So we did both sides. All right, and like I said, if you look, you can see the grain in it. Okay, so it's wood. Also coated the ladders. Okay, the ladders have been given the same treatment. After that dried, using some Future, gave it a nice coat of Future floor wax, let it dry. It's been drying for a couple days now, and now I'm going to move on to the next step. Okay, the second step in the third step actually. First was the light color, second is the Future. Now what I'm going to do is we're going to go and we're going to take some oil paints. Okay, and for this I'm going to use the burnt umber because I want a darker wood. You can use different colors. Depending on the color wood, you want rosewood, you can use a more reddish type color. Like I said, for this, I want dark, so I'm going to use the burnt umber. So we're going to take some of this. Now, you don't have to go crazy with this stuff. I mean, I got these tubes a couple years ago, and you can see they're not very well used. And I do use them from time to time. You don't have to get the most expensive ones either. You can get some school grade ones, and you know, they'll last you for a really long time. They really will. Okay, so get a little bit of that in there. Don't need a lot. Actually, that's more than I need. Alright. Mix this up a little bit. I didn't apply anything to it. I'm just using it as it is. I'm just mixing it up, break it down a little bit. Okay. I've got this stiff brush. And what I'm going to do, just all haphazardly, I'm going to coat the wood. Okay? It doesn't have to be perfect. I don't want it to be perfect. Okay? If you want to too, you can even kind of give it some squiggles like this. Alright? Because again, we're trying to recreate wood grain. That's what we want. Alright? So we're just going to go down. and coat the wood. Nice and exciting, right? Wood is very haphazard. There's no real rhyme or reason to it, so you don't have to go crazy making it perfect, okay? Blotch around the edges here because they're all wood also. Okay. Now I originally painted the frame black here. I thought it would be some contrast to the truck. I'm not sure if I'm going to leave it or not. I can always repaint it, it's not that big of a deal. Okay. And we're going to get the undersides here. Okay. Alright, and now we're going to let this dry for a little while. Oil paints dry slow. I'm going to give this maybe about an hour, which will be like that in your time. But meanwhile, what I'm going to also do while I have this out, I'm not going to do it on camera because it would be kind of boring, is I'm going to work on the ladders, also give them some coats too. So, be right back. Alright, so we're back. It's been a couple hours. I let it go. Now, it's still really kind of wet. Oils take quite a while to dry, but for the sake of this, we can work with this. So I took a stiff brush. I got this one here. I got some spirits here, thinner. You can use mineral spirits, whatever. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this brush and I'm going to pull the paint along the grain of the wood. I'm just going to kind of pull it and spread it across, and I'm going to take the excess off my brush. Alright. Pulling it through, sticking with the flow of the grain. Now, if you don't like the way it's turning out, if it's too dark for you, for example, okay, the camera's making it look darker than it really is. I really kind of like the color, but if you want to, what you can do, dip your brush, okay, take off all the excess material. Alright, wiping it all off here. Now that my brush is clean, you can see how now I've got a lighter shade there, right over here. Obviously, again, the camera's not really picking it up all that well. The difference is it's a drastic. It is a definite, obvious difference in person here than it is on the camera. But so what we're going to do is just going to blend it all in. We're going to drag it across, taking care of the sides and the edges, and it really makes that wood grain pop. You can see that there. And it's got some imbalances in it, but then again, wood's not always perfect. But I'm going to try to pull out as much excess as I can. And the neat thing again is it's oils. Okay, it's not. We got plenty of working time with this. If I really wanted to, I could take my paper towel here and I can just rub this all off. It's going to come off. I can start all over again. But I'm really kind of happy with the color, so I'm going to kind of leave it. And what I'm doing to get it lighter is I keep taking the excess paint off my brush that's being collected on it. And just keep on pulling it through. And like I said, it's wood, or it's supposed to be wood, so there's really no right or wrong way to do it. I mean, wood is not a consistent, even material. You've got your grain, you've got different textures in it, so you can really kind of have fun with it and play with it. You know. Alright, I'm not going to bore you with this any longer. What I'm going to do is I'm going to finish this off the camera and let it dry. It's going to take a couple days to dry thoroughly, and then I'll show you the next step after that. I still have to do the ladders also, but hang tight and I'll bring you step, what's that, 1, 2, this is 3, step 4 after this. Alright, let's see how it turns out. Be right back.